Welcome to Well Jesus Institute, where we are exploring our series on relationship with God. And today's topic is about fasting. So before we begin that, we just want to put a disclaimer that anybody that's suffering from any health issues or anybody who is considering fasting, please see your doctor first, because this is not a doctor show. We are just talking on spiritual principles, which we would like you to think about and to maybe follow and bring into your lives in a safe way. So, I have a huge testimony of fasting. I have undergone quite a few times in my fasting journey, and the Lord really has opened up the heavens to me. But we have to remember that it's not about works. It's not about doing great fasting and telling everybody how we fast. It's much more about opening heavens and coming into a relationship. It also is not about what we get from God, but more about knowing Him and coming into Him. It is becoming a hunger for God. For me, it is just bringing me closer so that I can hear what God has to say into the situation. Not necessarily a solution to the problem, but what He has to say about the situation, which is very, very different. And so He is there to teach us, and the Holy Spirit teaches us all things. And so there are times in our life we feel stuck into a situation and we haven't got breakthrough and we don't know what to do about the situation. And that's the time when it's needful for us to come deeper into God, where deep calls deep. And fasting is the way that opens up that communication to heaven. Life is very, very busy, and we get cluttered with the noise through the social media, at work, at home. There is so much going on in our church. We're very busy in our church. To stand still with God, to wait upon God, and fasting is really part of that process where we acknowledge that we need more than bread alone. We need to hear the word of God speaking to us personally. We need a part of Mama that's come down from heaven. And He said He is the bread of life, and He is the one, the source of all life. And we need to hear what He has to say into certain situations. There was one situation with me where my one of my children was going to a school, and obviously I wanted my second child to go to the same school, but he didn't live in the same area, and my first son was going there because he was attached to a certain unit that was attached to the school, and so it wasn't automatically that he would get in. And in fact, he failed the first when we put his name down, he was actually rejected. So I had to go through an appeal. And I was very, very stressed about it. I was very anxious about it. I was thinking, how am I going to be able to manage two children in two different schools, all with all the various things that involved? And I just couldn't even imagine that. I had other children at the time, so it just seemed completely overwhelming. So I decided that I would take a day and that I would fast and pray. And I was very, it was many, many years ago, and I wasn't so mature at that time. But I remember thinking at the time, if I'm going to pray and fast, I actually need to trust Him. I need to hand this situation over to Him. So I fasted for the day. I prayed into the situation. I read my scriptures. The day came, the day went, and I had to say, right, I'm just going to hand this over to God and trust Him in it. And I did. I was asked for that grace, and I did have that grace. I felt that peace, and I was able to continue the period in between when I fasted to when I was going to be having the meeting with the school. And the night before I had the meeting with the school, I had a dream. And in that dream, I was arguing my case of why my son should go to that school, shall I say. And the very argument, it was one argument I hadn't even thought about and I hadn't addressed. And I was able to actually go in that meeting, bring in this same argument I argued in my dream. And I actually was able to get my son into the same school on the grounds of this argument. And I know that it was the answer to my prayer. The Lord directed me to what to say and what to do at that meeting in a form of a dream, which is a different way than what he may talk to me other times. So it was a amazing answer. It was such a testimony to me that God hears my prayers and that he acknowledged my effort of fasting for that day, and he met me in it, and I was just so very, very grateful at that time. It was just, I was just, wow, Lord, you really did answer that prayer. There have been many other times I've taken time out to fast longer days of fast to just really gain God's direction in my life for this year, or for a calling I may have. What would you want me to do, so that I can hear his heart and to hear the Spirit? What does the Spirit have to say to the church at this time? So it's been a great resource to me. It really has opened up heavens. It has really directed me. And I've really felt the presence of God. It really draws me to that really deep place of relationship with my God. And I would really encourage you, not necessarily to do the long fast, but maybe just to start. There's many ways that we can do that. We obviously, the first few days, if you do go into a fast, you're going to be hungry. And the worst part of that is that you're going to have your addictions, whether you're addicted to coffee or whether you're addicted to the internet. There's many ways we can fast. We can put the phone down for the period of time, and that can be very challenging in itself. And so we can decide what it is that we're going to fast for, and what it is it we're going to, how are we going to fast? In the Bible, there are many. There's obviously the very long one of the 40 days where Moses and Jesus fasted, but they wasn't done on a regular. I think they were done on one occasion. Moses when he went up into the mountain, and Jesus when he went into the wilderness. It was for his calling, and with Moses, it was to meet with God on a very deep level. In Ireland, there were St. Patrick's that went up into the mountain that prayed 40 days for uh, to gain a blessing upon this land in Ireland. And so there are particular times when one goes deeper, but in all occasions, it was a one-off event. It wasn't a regular where they did it regularly. We have as Esther, where she fasted for 3 days, and she wanted to go to the king, and she wanted an answer for her people, for salvation for her people. And so that was for a particular concentrated 3-day fast. And then we have Daniel, where he fasted the Daniel fast, which wasn't necessarily giving up food completely. He went on a diet where he was off meat and just ate vegetables and pulses, and he focused on in prayer and God to sort him. And the heavens were open. There was a huge battle over the land, and the angel Michael appeared to him, and he said it took him 7 days to meet with Daniel because there was a huge battle into the spiritual world. So they are the recorded fasting in the Bible. It is a principle. Jesus did say why they didn't need to fast while he was there, that would come after the bridegroom had been taken off. So there are times in our life where it's helpful when we want to draw closer to God, where we feel that there's a barrier, there's a block, there's a struggle. We really want to sort out God's heart into the matter and to sort him out, where fasting can help. To start off with, as I said, we're stuck and we struggle with the addiction. Addiction is our biggest struggle to start the fasting. And we have to remember that it's our flesh that speaks. It's our flesh. And we're really bringing our flesh into submission to our spirit. And the really way to go forward is to really pray that our hunger, that we have more of a hunger for God than for our food as we go through those foods. Please give us the grace, is the prayer that we can use, so that we can be more hungry for you, God, than for our foods, or whether it's even our phones, and whatever we decide that we're going to fast. over. It could be TV, it could be many things. But with the food, it is controlling the appetites, our flesh that is hungry for the things of this world. And where we say no to our flesh and we allow our spirit to speak to us. And so I don't know what your experience is. Maybe you could write in the comments what your experience of fasting and what your testimony is, so we can encourage each other. We are a community that we encourage each other and we uplift each other. If you haven't already, please press the bell to get notifications and to subscribe to our channel, and press the like button so that we can be seen by more people, so more people can come into the relationship with God. And that's really what we're focusing on today in this series, is relationship. And it's really at the beginning of our walk with the Lord, really. So we're not going into deep levels of fasting. We're not asking you to do the 40 days. But one of the ways I was taught in the very beginning when I started fasting, and particularly when I was fasting for my son, was I would start my fast in the middle of the day and finish it the middle of the second day. So I would go 24 hours without food, but in both those days I would be having food as well as drinking throughout. It's not very advisable not to be drinking, because you do need the fluids into your body, and you do need to wash out the toxins that may be gathering in your body due to fasting. We have to remember that fasting isn't a detox, although we could do it in a detox as a way of cleansing and preparing ourselves to meet with God. But it isn't our purpose. Neither is it a diet, so we can say, oh, we cannot eat for 3 days and lose a huge amount of weight, because at the end of the day we're going to eat and stuff our faces and put on the weight straight away, because our body tends to work like that. So that's not the purpose of our fasting. Our fasting is to draw and to be hungry for God. It is to come into that relationship with him. Neither is it as a list of what we want and what we're demanding, but it is to hear what God has to say and be submissive to what he has to say to us and speak to us into that situation. So maybe we could all start with praying and fasting with missing a meal and see how we get. It was always good to start at the beginning, to miss a meal, maybe breakfast, and then to eat at lunchtime. So we're not asking big things of you, but if you feel that you would like to fast, that would be a good place to start, to just experience what it is to go without the one meal and just to lift that meal up to Jesus. Some of it we do speak about, where we give the money that we would spend on that meal to some charity, and so many people do that as well. So whether you want 1 meal, 2 meals, or 3 meals for that one day, then the money that you would give, that would be the money that you would give into a charity of your choice, or for your tithing, or whatever way you feel the God would best like you to use that money for, would be a good way to do that. But we have to remember, in Isaiah, he talks about fasting being far more than about not going without food. It's about gaining his character. It's about being walking in justice, and it's about mercy. And it's far, far more than we can ever imagine. So we have to remember, it's not about works. It's not about doing the outward works that Jesus condemned the Pharisees. It's about a genuine desire to know God, to know his ways, and to walk in his ways, and to be like him. So it's drawing that close relationship with him, which is far more than just wanting a list of what we want. It's about knowing him. It's about really wanting to know who God is and what's important to him, because we love him. It comes into that relationship of love. Because we love him, we want to be like him. Because we love him, we want to know what his heart is. And as we read the scriptures, as we study, he opens up through his spirit, so that we know his heart into the situation. And that's really what it's about. It's gaining access to heaven so that we know what he wants rather than what we want. It's a very different approach. And so I just encourage you that if you're thinking about fasting, if you have issues, and maybe you can put in the chat what are the things that you're struggling with and what your experience of fasting, because having testimonies of other people, we encourage each other, don't we? We come to knowing that as we come to know each other, we come to know what's important for each other, and that we can pray for each other, and that we can lift each other in prayer and in fasting. We can also fast as a church, as a collective, as a family. We wouldn't recommend with children that you would be asking them to hugely amount in fasting, but maybe they can fast with not with the internet or their TV or their phone. And for the elderly and those that are nursing, we certainly wouldn't recommend any kind of fasting whatsoever. But there's a time and there is a season. And for each one of us, God will reveal to us, and it must be led by the Spirit, shouldn't it? We should know that the Lord is saying, you need to come deeper with me, that I want to call you into a deeper place. And we need to be led by the Spirit and by our doctors. So we should not undergo a fast without speaking to our doctors. So for all of you, I would recommend you speak to your doctor. Is it safe for you to go without a meal or 2 meals or even 3 meals? And he would be able to advise you best what would be the safest practice on that, so that we walk in wisdom as well as spirit. So thank you for joining me. And as I said, if you haven't already, please press the like bell and subscribe to our channel, Wow Jesus Institute. We have a resources for churches and prayer groups and just for individuals, where you can access and learn more about Jesus and coming into relationship. We will be investigating and exploring identity as well. That's an important one. We all need to learn to walk more into the identity of Christ, of who he says we are, and lots more. I'm still in early stages of creating this channel, so please be patient with me as I'm still learning and I'm still growing, as we all are. And if you have any prayers or any requests, please put it in the chat and we would love to hear it. We are hoping as we move forward, we will have notes for you to download in all our series, but we're not quite there, or we may be, but you can have a look and see if we've updated and we have the material available. But we are a work in progress, but we look forward for you to joining us in our series of relationships. So God bless you and enjoy your day, and we will speak soon in the next video.